Good morning. This is Natalie from Own My Health. Very happy to be here and wanted to speak today about some of the strategies that I consider are really important in your health and fitness, wellness, and life goal planning process. So oftentimes we think about strategies as in, there's multiple different ways, and there really is. There's multiple ways to achieve an end goal. There isn't just one right or wrong way. I always feel that if you make a decision about doing something, it's sort of that quantum leap to get to where you need to, there's an infinite number of other possibilities after you make that decision. So there is no right or wrong way to achieve what you're trying to do. But what I did want to talk about is what I think are clearly two different categories on how to achieve your goals. And these strategies would be considered either an offensive or a defensive strategy. And so I just want to talk a little bit about them. They're quite intuitive if you think about the way you play sports. So if you're going into some of your goal planning, let's just say perhaps that you're trying to lose some weight or some body fat this year. An offensive process would be going in that with a great deal of strength, going in there with a winning attitude, going in there knowing you're going to win the game and you're not going to be defeated no matter what. Whatever gets thrown in front of you, what other obstacles, the saboteur sitting on your shoulder telling you to eat that piece of chocolate cake or to sit on the couch and mow down on some of the bags of chips that you have hidden away in the storage closet. So going in there with an offensive strategy, well planned, well documented, following recipes or replicating the protocols that other people who've been successful in their weight loss have taken, so that you're programming your mind, your body, your emotions, your way of thinking, your visualization based on prior successes of other people. So you're modulating and modeling that behavior. So an offensive strategy, as opposed to going into the process very defensively. And we have a tendency to do this because we're working oftentimes out of a process of fear. And so one of the things I think is really important here is that when you go in with that mindset, there's almost like, a lowered shoulders, your chin is pointing down. There's a sort of an energy about you that's stifled because you're laced with a concept of fear or the rumination that you're going to fail, or I've failed before, or I've quit before, or I've gained all the weight back before, so it's going to happen to me again. So when we go in with a defensive strategy as it relates to any goal, weight loss, or if you're trying to do something different with your business or your career, and you have this sort of stifled, I'm going to try, but it's not a great day. Sort of attitude, that projects, your mind will latch onto what you are visualizing for yourself, and you will attract what you are thinking about. So if you're thinking about what you don't want, that is actually what's going to manifest into your life. So really wanted to clearly state that the winning strategy here for any goal planning is going in with an offensive strategy, with the winning attitude. And there's a few things to really consider in that, and that is going into everything that you do that you clearly have stated as being a resolution, something that is important for you to achieve with a sense of preeminence and excellence. When you put yourself forward with your best foot forward, nothing less that you show up. I know that somebody was mentioning something, the other day about people working in a grocery store. No offense to anybody who works there, because it's an excellent profession. But those people who are in the end of the line bagging your groceries, there really is that big difference between the person who's just sort of ho-hum, putting stuff in there and hoping their day will be over, that their break time starts any minute, versus the person who's got 3 bags going on and they're putting everything in and they're smiling and they're laughing and they're asking how your day is, and you can just tell that they're a triple bagger, that they're excited even though they're loading groceries, and that's what they're doing. They putting themselves into it fully and completely. And that's what I mean by going in with preeminence and excellence, is putting your best foot forward no matter what you're doing and being great at what you're doing. I think the other piece to an offensive strategy is really around speed and going into it with a pounce. You just land really loud. It's almost like a leopard landing on its prey. You go in boldly, you go in strongly. People know you're there, you know you're there, and you're excited about what you're going to be accomplishing. So get in there. There's no point in waiting till tomorrow. The only time that exists is this exact moment right now. Go for it. Start it now. If you've made a mistake, or you think you made a mistake, it's not a mistake. It's just a decision, and you've got another one starting today. If you ate a piece of chocolate cake yesterday, or you binged ate, or you gorged, or you whatever it is that you did, all you need to do is restart today. Right now is the only moment, and you need to take it hour by hour, making those decisions. If you did something that you weren't happy about, restart. Pounce, go in with speed, and don't wait for tomorrow. I think the other key piece here is intention. You need to have that awareness about what you're trying to achieve. You need to visualize this. You need to dream, think, love, laugh, speak about it at all times so that your mind is focused. Your lighthouse, your pilot, your reticulating activating system is completely focused on what you're intending in your life. And you need to go in with an energy. So again, our brains, our bodies have limited energy. I know as a lot of us are getting older, we realize that that's the case. There's only so much energy available to do all the things that we're sort of tapping ourselves out to do. So one of the really key things here is about removing and curating or filtering out the distractions and completely focusing your time, energy, and resources on those key things that you desire, that you're dreaming about, and that you want to achieve. You need to reserve those energies for those key things. And I think the other thing as well too is sometimes we just, in our offensive strategies, need to suffer. If anybody who's actually ever done, a marathon or done one of those grueling CrossFit workouts, or you're actually doing resistance training and you've got that last set and you're killing yourself and it's painful and it hurts. Sometimes the process of suffering, I've also just oftentimes talked about the idea of, it's called hormesis. It's a way for your body to adjust to things that are tough so that it actually toughens up and it makes life easier later on. This is the acquisition cost of achieving your goals. And I spoke about this at a previous video, is that you need to actually make these goals to feel so wonderful when they've achieved. Your goals need to have high acquisition costs, meaning you need to suffer to be able to achieve them. And so I really want you to take that word in the best light possible. I'm not meaning it in a negative way. Oftentimes you hear about people who take, really cold, turn on the cold water after a shower. It's a process of hormesis, or go into hot saunas, which is really, really hard and hot, and you're steaming and, so that level of hormesis or suffering allows the body to get better. So sometimes when we stress the body, we break muscle so that we build muscle. It's a really interesting process about how suffering helps to build you. So all of those things, listed out here under the concept of offensive strategy is, looking at excellence, pouncing and going in with speed, being able to be bold, going in with intention, managing your energy through the process, and also being aware that sometimes suffering will result in really a great mindset. So, invite everybody to think about their goals, things that they want to achieve, and thinking about how you are going to modify so that you're doing things through an offensive strategy.